And welcome back to the sesquicentennial Small Talk Olympics presented by Four Loko.
Yeah, I went to the strip club.
Okay, I've never been to one of those. What is that like?
I am not the girl you do bathroom humor with. I do not think it's funny. I hate it. It makes me uncomfortable.
It's not bathroom humor, it's fucking acting.
It was acting.
Every Olympics, I know that I've got this Four Loko by my side. I've also got my partner, Large, by my side, and he's about to break down our next category, and that's elevator talk. What makes good small talk in a confined space for a short period of time?
It can't be deep. You're not looking to make a friend. You're just kind of looking to get through 30 seconds with a stranger. So I'd expect all the topics to be light. Because it's an elevator competition, I'm sure we're going to have our ups and downs. And I'm hoping we both leave floored.
Our first two competitors, Nick against Vibs. You feel ready to spin that wheel?
Oh yeah. Come on, Pervy Doorman!
Looks like these boys are getting loco. We got 30 seconds on the clock. That should be enough for these boys to small talk.
I saw a guy die before I came in here.
Die?
Yeah, before I came
How did he die?
Before I came in, I don't know. He was just laying there
Did
dead.
you just fart? You did just fart.
No.
Am I a psychic?
No.
I just saw into the future and saw a fart come
I
out of
didn't
your butt.
fart. I didn't fart.
It
That wasn't
smells
a fart.
like- it
That
smells
was
like
my-
fart.
It was my shoe. That was my shoe.
My shoe's not making that noise?
Yeah, my shoe did.
What kind
I
of
didn't
shoes do you
fart.
have that make fart noises? Hold on, I'm
Fart
stopping
noise
this
once.
elevator.
No, stay.
Nope, I stopped now.
Oh fuck, that wasn't my fart. I
I
swear
had
to
you
God.
pegged for more of a stair guy.
And time!
There's gonna be a dead guy when you go out there, by the way.
And he did get that dead guy comment in right before the time ended right there. The judges will have to count that.
May I ask a question to the competitors? Who instituted that fart noise? It was you. Well, that will give you points for artistry.
Thank you.
For sure.
I smelled it.
I would like to say that wasn't a fake fart. That was a real fart. That was method acting. That was a real fart. Thank
Well,
you.
you just got a perfect 10 in artistry, my
Did you
friend.
not smell
Real
the fart?
fart.
Did you smell the fart?
Here's the thing, I gotta be honest with my co-judges. I did hear them talking before they started that, and he goes, "Do you have it on you?" And Viv said, "Yes." I think there might be something in his pocket.
I said, you have it in you,
It
meaning
all-
the fart.
Okay,
So it was a
okay.
pre-planned fart.
No.
It was
Guys.
coincidental fart.
I wish we didn't resort to the fart humor, but I liked the whole thing. I thought it was a good back and forth, good conversation. Vib, starting with the dead guy, that's difficult, it's bold. Points for that.
Pretty loco.
I wish you maybe focused more on the dead guy than on the fart. Nick, I'll dock you points for that because you're the first one who said fart. I don't care who planned it, you were the first one that said fart.
my butthole.
And the
Wasn't my
artistry, I mean the fart, whether it was a fake fart or real fart, that's a perfect 10. So here's where Tommy's at. Nick, you have an 8.7 on difficulty, 6.8 on execution, 8.2 on artistry because I think you were involved in the fart bit. Vib's 9.1 for difficulty, which pushes you over the edge of starting with the dead guy. 8.2 on execution, again, good, and a perfect 10 on the artistry because it might have been an actual fart. So
It was a real fart. You want me to fart again on cue?
we'll
I can
add
do
those
it.
up. That gives Vibs a 27.3. That's the highest I've given out today. Nick, you are at a 21.7.
Cool.
Kelly, were you as impressed?
No, I'm sorry, that's low. 23.7.
Were you as impressed with the flatulence?
Here's the situation. I haven't even had time to total up my scores because I'm still trying to figure out, can I come back from how disgusted I am from the situation? I am not the girl you do bathroom humor with. I do not think it's funny. I hate it. It makes me uncomfortable.
It's not bathroom humor, it's fucking acting.
It was acting.
Let me finish.
It's
Do you-
acting.
I haven't given my scores yet. I'll dock scores.
Okay.
Okay. Despite the fact I don't like bathroom humor, I recognize that other people do, and I recognize it is difficult to do on demand, so these scores are actually pretty good. I gave Nick an 8.1 for difficulty. I gave Vibs an 8.7 because he did institute the flatulence. Execution, 7.6 for Nick. Again, I hate that you went there, but you went there. Vibs kept up, 8.0 for execution. You just go where you're given. And I give you both a 6 for artistry because that was childish, but again, I appreciate that other people like it, and I don't.
I'm a little disappointed in the two of you. This is a individual competition, and you guys brought in pre-planned bits. Again, I thought the fart was kind of lame. I didn't like that you guys pre-planned it. also, if someone farted in an elevator, I don't think it would be like a yelling thing. I think it would be more like a cover my nose, like look around type of thing. That didn't seem like a realistic elevator conversation or small talk to me whatsoever. So artistry, Nick, I gave you a 7.0. That's just not how someone would act if someone farted in an elevator. Vibs, I did appreciate your acting, so I gave you an 8.3 there.
Our next two competitors are Alyssa and Eddie. And the beauty of small talk is that both competitors carry the weight of the conversation between themselves. The onus is on both of them to split it here.
Absolutely, and I want to point out they both did so shitty last round that as Alyssa was walking by, she said, I felt like I have a little PTSD. But I'll remind them both that pressure makes diamonds.
Eddie, if you're ready, give that thing a spin. And we'll be talking about your weekend. If there's 30 seconds on the clock, let's get into it.
Can't believe how much snow there was.
I mean, hopefully your weekend was a little bit better than mine because I did not see a soul for 48 hours. So were you on a plane, train, bus? I know you just came into New York.
I flew. Thankfully, I didn't get delayed. Like, delays are the worst.
Delays are the worst. When you're on a plane, what's your biggest ick of someone sitting next to you?
You know, I had a guy who was pretty drunk and he wouldn't stop talking to me, so that was pretty annoying.
When they're like hogging the armrest or like their head is falling asleep on your shoulder.
I'm usually the hogger, so I can't really get mad at
Would
people.
you take off your...
And that's time. Interesting. I think that we saw a big bounce back from Alyssa right there. You could tell she was pressing a little bit, but she might have had a little bit of a bad experience from her last scores. She was really trying to fight back. Seems like the judges are tallying up the scores, and this will be very important to determine who is going to win these Small Talk Olympics presented by Four Loko. I know I've been sipping on the Four Loko all Olympic season. Let's see if Tommy has anything he wants to pour out of his soul.
Eddie, I think starting off with the snow, it's a little basic. For that reason, you only have a 5.8 in difficulty. But I do think you executed better than Alyssa. You felt more natural. Alyssa, you mentioned acting before. It felt like you might have been acting a little bit. This isn't acting, it's talking. And then artistry, Eddie, let's face it, buddy, you're not an artist. You're not even close to an artist. Alyssa gets the edge there. She does, I guess it is acting for the points in artistry, but it hurts your execution.
Keep going, Tommy.
So, but I will give Alyssa points for difficulty when she said, what gives you the biggest ick on a plane? I think that was good. That was a little bolder than Eddie, oh, I was on a plane, I was in the snow or whatever. So overall, we have Publis with a 7.2 in difficulty, a 6.2 in execution, a 7.9 in artistry. Eddie a 5.8 in difficulty, a 7.8 in execution, and a 6.8 in artistry.
Kelly, do you agree with Tommy?
I think that Tommy had some valid points. Alyssa gets a 7.7 in difficulty, a 7.2 in execution, a 7.1 in artistry. Eddie gets a 6.9 in difficulty, 6.7 execution, 7.1 artistry, totaling 22 and 20.7.
I liked what Eddie brought to this because when you're on an elevator, you don't want to be peppered with questions. He kind of just let, I was on a plane. Like, that's how I would respond if somebody asked me on an elevator. Like, none of your business what I did this weekend. I think Alyssa asked way too many questions. Like, elevators aren't interviews. They're elevators that nobody wants to be in and nobody wants to talk about the weather or what have you. But Alyssa, you definitely redeemed yourself. Like, T with P came up in the game on that one. You felt comfortable. You formed sentences. That was very, very inspirational to see you learn how to do that. So good showing, but I give the edge to Eddie on this one. But you definitely, you showed that you know how to speak.
I have my final scores, Publicity at 21.3, Eddie at 20.4. Today, Redemptionist Belt, TEA.
Nate, your scores? Kelly?
It looks like Eddie adds up to a 21.5 and P adds up to a 21.0.
Yeah, my totals again, Alyssa 22, Eddie 20.7.
Fantastic. Our next competitors are Rudy and Coach Doug's having a conversation in the elevator. Do you think these two have ever talked before in their lives?
I'd say no, and that's why I think this is the most intriguing matchup of the night. I'm glad that it's the anchor matchup for us. It could go two ways. It can either be uplifting, or it could be see you later elevator.
And we'll be able to find out all of that, Doug's, once you give that thing a spin. It's the freaking weekend, baby. We're about to have us some fun. We got 30 seconds on the clock. It's up to you, gentlemen.
Do anything fun this weekend?
Yeah, I went to the strip club.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was cool. It was weird because it was co-ed, so there were male strippers there too.
Okay, I've never been to one of those. What is that like?
It's new. It's a new thing they just started. It's half men, half women, and you can't really like request either one of them because then it's like, you know, you're being picky.
Yeah.
So there's men
that's kind of
there.
defeats the purpose.
Right, and I felt bad, so like I didn't want to be misogynistic towards the men, so I threw the
course.
men the women, or I threw the
Equal
men
rights.
money as well.
Of course.
And then I made it hail, which is
And that's time. I thought that Rudy had some nice artistry, creativity. He really blossomed in that conversation where Doug's acted as a sounding board for him, a backboard for him to bounce some of those ideas off of.
He let him go. Doug's let him go. He said, hey, listen, you had a more interesting weekend than I did. Tell us more about it. Tell us about this co-ed strip club. So I'm not going to deduct points for Doug for that. But again, I mean, it's second heat in a row that I think Rudy brought his A game.
Tommy?
You know, to me, at first I thought, this isn't really an elevator topic. He got 30 seconds. Rudy's going to be talking about this half male, half female strip club he went to, but he did deliver it well. It was different. To bring that topic up, it was bold. I appreciate that. Doug's, he's not a flashy small talker. We know that, but he gets the job done. He's great at keeping the conversation going. He's not a point guard, but when he gets the ball, he's able to keep it moving around the court. And that gets points in my book. So Doug's, we're gonna go with 6-0 on difficulty. You know, kind of just kept it going. I'll go, I can't even read. We'll go an 8-2 on execution because I love the way you keep a combo going. 6.8 on artistry, you're not an artist. We all know that. Rudy, 7.6 on difficulty. I think that was bold. We'll go with 7-2 on execution and an 8-0 on artistry. I liked your acting. You got a chain on, so some points for that.
Miss Geeks.
I think that the conversation itself was interesting. I was enthralled from the beginning of hearing it. I wanted to know about this co-ed strip club. I wanted to know the address of this co-ed strip club so I could maybe go next weekend. I will say that for both of them, I'm going to give them an equal score for difficulty because as difficult as it is to keep up a conversation, it's equally difficult to listen to one, so I'm going to give you both 7 on that. I think for execution, Doug's, I'm going to give you a 6. You could have jumped in there a little bit more for some strip club talk. Rudy, 9.1. I loved it. Loved it. I think for artistry, I'm going to give Doug's a 5.1. Again, maybe could have jumped in there a little bit more. Rudy, I'm going to give an 8.3 for originality. And also, early in the morning in an elevator talking about a co-ed strip club, that takes some guts. So I appreciate that.
Derek, what'd you see out there?
Yeah, I thought the degree of difficulty that Rudy brought to the table was strong. Just going for the co-ed strip club. Sure, he had a game plan, but the execution was there. I gave you a 7.3 for that. Doug's, you did help flow the conversation, so I gave you a 7.0 for execution, but a 2.3 for artistry. You could have not been standing there, and the conversation would have gone exactly the same. Overall, not your best showing.
A workmanlike performance from Doug's, a little bit of flash from Rudy. Let's tally up these scores and see who's getting the medals for the elevator portion of the Small Talk Olympics, presented by Four Loko. The Small Talk Olympics and the judges have weighed in on the elevator round. Large, what'd you see and what do you expect?
I see Nick Tarani putting on a clinic in this competition. This is his 3rd medal of the day, going strong, most momentum going into the 2nd day, and I'm just wondering who's going to step up to beat him.
Nick, with a 67.7, will be winning bronze, his 2nd bronze of the day. He also has a gold. That's a medal in every event so far from Nick Tarani. Beautifully done and beautifully shown. In 2nd place with a 69.7, Rudy the Rude Boy Junda, his 2nd consecutive silver medal. And you're going to have to think that he's going to feel good about that, but also eventually getting a gold under that belt is going to be something he's shooting for. And summiting the podium for the first time, the one, the only Jeff Vibert with a 74.4. He already won a bronze. Let's add a silver to the mix if he can get up there. Really push with your legs. Yeah. And there it is, Jeff Vibert, the gold medalist for Elevator Talk. Beautifully shown, fairly won, and eloquently spoken for. The Small Talk Olympics, presented by Four Loko. We'll catch you next time.